Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I did any sort of update, be it blog or vlog. No, I don't like vlog. But it's been a while since I updated anybody. Not long after we'd moved, I believe, which was January. Could have been February when I did the update. I can't remember. I don't think anybody knows what day of the week it is right now. I hope everybody's at home and everybody's safe and well. We are safe, virus free. Well, I've sat and I've tried to write. I've tried to do this a few times, but I was never really happy with the output. Just didn't really feel like I had anything worthwhile to say. I think a couple of weeks ago I sat and I probably had about 20 different attempts at doing this, from ranging from about 3 or 4 minutes to I had one that was 35 minutes, and I didn't feel like I was saying anything, but it still helped me. I sat and I talked, and sometimes for me that's the best thing, because I feel like I do this like I'm talking to someone, kind of like I was with the therapist, but without her putting my ineloquent words into something that made sense. So, if you sit and you watch me, I don't make sense. I'm not the best at words and explaining in detail, in any sort of coherent detail, the feelings and the thoughts that have just invaded my entire life for the past 11 months. But I've got a bit of an update on, our lives. I know, to be fair, you only all really care about how Guinevere's getting on. And that's probably what this video is about. We've both got a fairly big week coming. It's Monday night now. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is Guinevere's first day at nursery. First full day. She had a few taster sessions before this. The whole went to hell in a handcart. And she was due to start on the 1st of April. Can't remember. She was due to start, and then she did a third test session on the Friday. So we sorted it all out. Right, she's in on Monday, and then about an hour after I got home, it was like, yeah, sorry, we're due to current advice, we're gonna have to shut until further notice. Which kind of left me, because I was due to go back to work. So this is like 5-6 weeks ago now. But I had holidays from last year to take, so we used them. They run out on Wednesday. Technically tomorrow's my last day. So whenever I goes to nursery on Tuesday, I go back to work on Wednesday. And I've known this for about a week or so, that she was definitely going back to nursery. They had something in place for key workers, but it didn't make sense risking everything when I had these holidays that needed to be taken, so that we could, kind of hope everything was a bit better. 5 weeks ago, I thought, oh yeah, everything will be fine by then. How wrong we were. Um, so I felt like I'd been coping with everything all right, and then when I went to bed tonight, and you know, the usual, uh, usual routine. You know, she had tea. We went into the lounge and she tidied up. She had some dessert. We went upstairs. She had a shower. We brushed her hair. We got ready for bed. She went to bed. She goes to bed pretty much bang on 7 every night, and by 7:05 she's asleep every night. The God, if she wasn't a good sleeper, oof, I would be so cuckoo right now. So she went to bed. I, in my bedroom, sorted a few things out. Came downstairs, sat down on the couch, and that's when it hit me. That's when my little girl goes to nursery tomorrow, and Elizabeth isn't going to be here to see it. And for the first time since our wedding anniversary, I got that ache that kind of starts here and finishes in the pit of my stomach, and will probably take a couple of days away to go away now. Whenever I get that, it's kind of the only way I can kind of describe it to anybody is when you kind of have that overbearing sense of dread. I had it from pretty much the second I got the first phone call to let me know something was wrong. They were taking Elizabeth to the hospital and I needed to get there. And I had that right through probably October before I had a day where I was like, oh, I didn't notice that. So, I thought about it, and that came, and then the tears came, and I cried again, probably the worst I have since our wedding anniversary, which has been since my last update, and was a fucking horrible day. I mean, let's face it, it's obvious. Take how bad you think that would be, times it by the highest number you can think of, and you're still not even close. And that's not me saying it's not something you can understand until you've done it. I wouldn't have ever been able to think about that pain before this. But yeah, so if you knew Elizabeth, you know what tomorrow would mean to her, and you know what she'd be like. If she was still here, I mean, this would have probably happened months ago, because Guinevere should have been in nursery months ago. But I ummed and ahed over decisions, and where can I send her, how can I do this, and just didn't trust myself enough to make the decision that Liz would have made, that I think Liz would have made, that I had to try and think, how would you, and just, again, I can't even explain how that works, how that feels. She was the person who loved that little girl more than anything, and this isn't me putting myself down. I love her so much. She brings me endless joy. There's a whole bunch of extra grey hairs in here that had to be shaved off because of her, but endless joy. And I still think that doesn't even come close to the love Elizabeth had for her. And she won't be there tomorrow. She won't be there for me to say, oh, come on, she'll be fine, stop being silly. Instead, it's going to be me dropping her off and then sitting in the car blubbing and not just because, the little girl's growing up. Because Elizabeth didn't get to see it. And I say that brought on a few emotions that I've not had for a while. And then you couple in that with, Wednesday I drop her off and then I go to work. Now obviously I'm not running straight back to work to do what I do, there's a lot. It'll be a bit of time before I'm back out on trains. That's not just because of the fact that I'm back for a week and a half and then I've got 2 weeks annual leave. That was allocated to me, and just chose another way how work and the people there have been so tremendous, because when I'm off for those 2 weeks, smack bang in the middle is a year. She'll have been gone a year, and I'm not ready for that. I'm really not ready for that. Christ, last week was 11 months and I wasn't ready for that. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know. I know it's going to suck. I mean, every day sucks. But I got a video sent a week, 10 days ago, and it's Guinevere and one of her little friends at St Cuthbert's, and it was from a year ago that day, so and having fun. But you can just see in the video, you see Elizabeth sat on the floor in the background, and Guinevere and the little girl are doing something, and then you hear Elizabeth laugh, and oof, that was another thing that just got me. It had been 11 months since I'd heard her laugh, and well, she didn't have an over-the-top laugh. It was quite distinctive, and I hadn't heard it, and it just, I wasn't prepared for it. And it was another thing that Guinevere was in bed, thankfully, and it just got me. And the video is lovely, because you can see her she's not even the focus of the video, but you can still see the joy she has, and how much she loved watching Guinevere be Guinevere. And this comes through in the reminders I get of this week, last year, on my Google Photos. The way she looked at her, the way she felt about her. I think she looked at Guinevere the way I looked at her. That just, I love you so much. What would I do without you? And here we are, 11 and almost half months on, and I still don't know what I'm going to do without her. We're doing all right. It's it's not the way I wanted to live my life. But and see, for God knows how long, every would say to me, "Oh, you just have to get used to the new normal." And now because in the media is using, "Oh, this is how the new normal." That fuck the new normal. Fuck it. I don't want a new normal. I want my old normal. A couple of weeks ago, Guinevere came to, Guinevere on occasion will wake up in the middle of the night and she'll wander in and sometimes she'll just get into bed and she'll fall asleep. Other times she'll come in and she's a restless nightmare. And I kind of got used to it. There was one night I'm asleep and I hear the door open, and the door opens and there's no sound or whatever, and I just said, in my still mostly asleep state, "What time is it? Did you have a good shift?" And then obviously Guinevere mumbled something, and it shook me that it wasn't Liz getting home from work at 1 in the morning. And it was one of the few nights I didn't send Guinevere back to her own bed. And it's the little things like that, coupled with the big things like Guinevere going to nursery, that made me realise that things will move on and life will become normal again. But I'll never not be broken. The people who loved Liz and Liz loved will, this isn't just me. She had some really good friends. She had, lots of friends, lots of people knew Liz, and lots of people. But she had a core of just friends who are now stuck with me, because I know they're people that I can trust, because they're people Liz trusted. And I think it must be similar for them. They'll see everything, the memories popping up, and I think we're probably at the stage now where it'll have been a year so enough of them that the last time they saw it, the last time they spoke, the last time they exchanged messages. And I know how it feels every day for me when I think I'm not going to hear a voice, I'm not going to be able to do all the things that we used to do. It sucks. It really does. This is the worst I've felt in a while. And it's obviously understandable, a big week and a year on the horizon, which I think has been at the back of my mind since wedding anniversary. I know it's coming. It's the big milestone. I had big milestones kind of marked out in my brain, right? That date. But then there's little ones as well, like just before our wedding anniversary was 5 years since day we met each other in person for the first time. And I hadn't thought about that. It hadn't crossed my mind when I was thinking big dates. And that was a bad day. Because it came out of nowhere. It was just there all of a sudden, the reminder. And I struggled that day. And I always get a few things here or there. I'll see a post on Facebook. I'll come across something here and there that will make me. I don't want you to think that. It's just that will make me cry. Anything, a few people recommended the Ricky Gervais thing on Netflix, Afterlife, to me. Other people who've dealt with this, a few people who haven't, who've said, "Oh, this seems to deal with the subject matter quite well," and I'm like, I can't watch that yet. Because I cried at Cars the other day. I had a slightly perplexed child watching me. But anything remotely sad, I'd stop listening to the radio in the morning because people would be on saying just all the nonsense that's happening in our lives at the moment, and it would set me off and I would be gone. I think up until probably about last week, I think because I've had things to be focused on and I've been doing something every day, I kind of changed a few of my habits, so I don't put the radio on in the morning, and if I didn't cry at least once a day, it was a miracle. Not at least once a day. If I only cried once in the day, it was a miracle, because there was constantly something that was. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm done. I think there's nothing else I can say right now without me ending up just a bit overly emotional. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but I don't particularly want to do it right now. So on the whole, all right. And yeah, there's a big couple of days coming up. It'll be good for Gwendoline. She'll love it. She will absolutely love it. I think I was ready for a routine for the two of us before lockdown happened, so I think the routine will be great for both of us. There's a little added worry in at the moment, but I will do everything I can to make sure we're both safe. But yeah, we're alright. We're plodding on. I imagine I probably will do something next month, just to let you know that I managed to get over the year hump without too much drama. Yeah, I think that. Stay safe, and I hope to see people soon, people in the flesh. But I shall speak to you soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.